With all the snow on the ground, it is a perfect time for St. Paul to get a feel of just how its winter pilot parking program might work. The city is trying to find some new ways to keep streets open for all the plows that do all the hard work, and of course EMS when there is bad weather. Our Gordon Severson joins us now live to show us how this all might work. Hi, Gordy.
Hi, right now we are in one of two neighborhoods that are involved in this pilot program to test out odd even parking. And this sign right here explains how it works. Starting on Sunday, residents will park their vehicles here on this side of the street, the even side, because the house numbers on this side end with an even number. And then the following Sunday, they will have to move their vehicles to the odd side of the street, the other side of the street. And this back and forth every week will continue through the rest of the winter. And city officials are hoping that this will create some more room for the snowplows to come in and clean up the streets. We are often creatures of habits and routines, but for many St. Paul residents, a major change is coming when it comes to parking on the street.
We think it will clean the streets better.
Under the current system, St. Paul Public Works Director Sean Kershaw says the plows can't move into the residential streets unless a snow emergency is declared. And that only happens when the city sees at least 3 inches of snow.
In the model we're testing, we can go immediately into residential streets when they need it.
That's because the new odd-even system will always leave at least 2/3 of the street open at any given time. So plows can come through the neighborhood and then clean up the other side of the street once the parking rule switches over.
But it'll just be different, but different isn't always bad.
St. Paul resident Shay Walker says the idea makes sense, and he doesn't have a problem with it as long as it leads to cleaner streets.
Maybe both sides of the street might get some equal attention, so that could be good.
Over the next few months, the city will take pictures and measurements to see if the streets actually look better with this new program. But Kershaw says data from other cities like Winnipeg, Milwaukee, and Duluth suggest the idea works.
What we found in Duluth is in the same winter where we issued over 20,000 tickets, Duluth issued less than 200. And so this may be easier for residents to follow.
For many residents, the change will be difficult. The only question is, will this change be worth it?
Resident input is going to be really important. We know it's a big change. Our bottom line is, can we do a better job in St. Paul of getting the snow off residential streets?
And this pilot program will continue until the middle of April, and at that time the city will take a look at the numbers, they'll crunch the data and see if this idea actually works, and potentially they could roll this out to the entire city. But the Public Works Director tells me that it likely would be a couple of years before that would happen because it would take some time to collect all of the data, look through everything. Then they'd have to make these signs that they'd have to put all across the city, and then they'd also have to take some time to educate residents about all of these changes.
Right, so not an easy or quick process at that. God bless you, Gordon Severson, for being live out there tonight. Stay warm and get back home safe.